It's a new year and a new time for the Rick Wyman Show. I'm Rick Wyman. Thanks for joining me on the podcast. Subscribe, like, do whatever you can. I've got a great guest in the annals of local sports history here. He is the president and owner of the Sudbury Wolves. Sudbury Wolves Sports Entertainment. Dario Zulich joins me on today's show. Dario, great to see you. Happy New Year. Really glad that the festive season was good. We've got so much to talk about over the course of the next half hour. Thanks for doing this.
We do. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to this program.
A lot of buzz about the team, about the Sudbury Wolves. We'll get to the Sudbury Five a little bit later on. Your perspective right now, what do you like? What don't you like about the team as we head into the stretch run the next couple of months until the end of March?
We had to make some tough decisions, right? And we don't normally make those kinds of decisions until as we approach the trade deadline. Talked it over with my daughter Andrea and with Rob Papino quite a bit. We've been talking about this, since October. We had a little bit of a losing streak in October. We were talking about it, but I'm one that never gives up. I believe in that. Babe Ruth said that. You can't beat the person that never gives up, and I'm a believer in that. As maybe about me right now, I just don't give up unless I'm face down dead on the street. I'm never giving up, and so I don't want to give up on our team. But I've learned a lot. I've really just jumped in. Up until 2-3 years ago, I really haven't paid much attention to the hockey side of things. The business side, yes, not the hockey side of things. And but now my focus has changed. Right, we're gonna have a new event center downtown, and I'm hoping to have a lease in there shortly. And so now my goal, my objective is even though it's always been there for the hockey ops, but my personal goal is to bring home a championship. And so I'm getting more involved. I'm learning. I'm understanding. It's a very complex business, and winning is a hard thing to do. And so as I'm learning, I'm recognizing. I even learned a lot from last year, where before Christmas we were on the exact opposite of this year. We were having like last year, we were 600 at Christmas time, and with the new coaching staff, oh my God, coaches is everything, right? And so load up, bring in Muse, right? Keep Musty. I was instrumental in loud in our internal meetings about what we want to do. We can go, and sure enough, we got to the playoffs, and our team was a little bit younger, a little smaller, and so I'm learning. Once burdened, twice shy. So this year, notwithstanding the nice little winning streak we had before Christmas, I still remember. I said at the end of the day, we can still get into the playoffs no matter what. So if the right offer comes along, and they did, we were able to make some moves, and so we have a team that has unbelievable potential. And I can tell you, in the two games that we've already played without our superstars on our team, I found a young, gritty, aggressive, competitive team that's working hard. And you know what? I'd rather as long as we leave it all on the ice, that's everything that we're trying with our heart, and I think we do. I'm really looking forward to the second half of the season. I think we're going to get into the playoffs, and we could surprise a few teams. We do have unbelievable coaching talent.
I like the identity of the team now. My only problem was I thought the team waited too long to make the trades. I mean, you waited until the last week, which I thought was bizarre considering how teams started shopping for extra talent in November, part of December. So I know you had a vision of playoffs earlier on. I mean, you made that loud and clear. You told me that. But the thing is, why would you wait? Why would you and Rob Papino and Andrea, whoever else made these decisions, wait so long to make the moves? Because you lost a lot of goal scoring, and you lost some veteran leadership, especially in Nathan Villeneuve, who I truly loved over his course of time in Greater Sudbury. But the thing is, you've got players back, and yes, I do agree with potential, but you waited too long. Why was that?
Well, we were on a little bit of a winning streak there, and are we ever going to get players back? There's a lot of changes going on in the league, and one of the questions at hand, are we ever going to have players back like Nathan, which I think we will, of course, but we were on a winning streak. We got in new goalies. So you're good goalies. Excuse me. Yeah, a great goaltending. We've been winning. The team's been gelling and still playing with, as an optimist, we can go quite a ways. And then on top of it, often people don't purchase these players for the price we want until later when they decide that they themselves decide that they're going for it. So if we're not going to sell a person just for the sake of selling them, we need to get the right returns. And so no one's going to push us around. So we waited for our returns. We got what our returns. I was very happy with it. There's no question. It seems normally we do wait till the very last week of the trade season, but it's because we're on the fence, and I still think we can go just as far, honestly.
What's your identity with this hockey club right now, heading into a very important stretch? You're battling Brampton, you're battling Niagara for that possible last playoff spot. Oshawa's out of contention, so we can forget about them. So it's going to be tight. You could wind up playing either Barrie or Brampton in the first round. So what's your identity? What's your strategy? I mean, you've talked to the coaching staff, you've talked to Rob about how you're going forward. So what are you looking at?
Um, we are going to be a team again that does not give up. I don't care if we're down by many goals late in the game. We can never give up. We're always trying. We're always hustling. We're playing because we love the game, right? We'll play just as hard in the game as we do in the practices as we do in games. So our identity is one of underdog and of always trying hard and of being gritty and defender and work as a unit, defending ourselves and it's almost like we have a consultant on board, Daryl Adams, who's been trying to guide us with some of the culture, and the culture is always like mission before self. And there's guys in our team that have they work for the name on the front of their jersey, not the one on the back, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a selfless, aggressive team, and that we work together, we play together, and we laugh together, and we'll cry together if we have to. But we're going to take care of each other. Tight group.
You're looking long term the next couple of years. And the first thing that a lot of fans asked me on the weekend prior to the games, of course, Friday, Sunday, it looks like this team may want to build for the new arena. We'll get to the arena in just a moment. Always a great topic to talk about. But theoretically, you've got picks. You've got potential. Some of the guys that you picked up won't be around in a couple of years by the time that new rink is ready. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Is that the long-term game plan that you've established? And do you have the right people to execute that game plan 2, 3, 4 years down the road?
I do. I do have the right people. I stand behind all the people under me. At the end of the day, I'll steer the ship and I will not steer it in towards a direction that I don't believe in. I believe in it. We're going to have a championship team. Many years ago, before I bought the team, I remember asking Mike Foligno, I said, Mike, what can create a winning team? Like, how do we get a winning team? Like this organization has never been beyond we've gone to the conference finals twice in our history, right? And why is that? And Mike says, I said, is it coaching? Is what is it? And he says, it's a new facility. I said, what? I couldn't believe that when he said that. A new facility to attract the stars to come up to Sudbury. That's what you need. That's what you need. It's their last hurrah before going to the NHL. And when parents come up and agents come up and the players themselves, they got to be treated like pros. And the best way to do that is with the right facility. So that's number one. And I think I sort of believe that now that I'm in this. And so the facility is important. But the coaching group is important. I think we got an unbelievable coaching group, and I stand behind them. And I stand behind Andrea, who's director of athletics, and Rob Papino. And so we have the ability and the desire to win and desire to work. I stand behind them wholeheartedly. And if anyone should be to blame, since I've owned the team, you blame me.
You're an easy target because you like to mingle with the fans each and every game. So, I mean, that's fairly easy, and I'm sure you hear it. So, you are stating unequivocally you are going to re sign Rob Papineau, your general manager, to a new or extended contract. Yes or no?
Correct.
Okay. And for how many years? Are you looking at that down the road, that 3 to 4 year plan?
It doesn't have to be longer term. Like anyone else in the organization, there's no. I don't like dealing with contracts. Everyone is judged on how hard they work and the intelligence they bring. And at the end of the day, any major decisions has to come to me, and and uh, and I'll make them. And I'll take the good and the bad. But generally, the bad will come my way, and if it's good, it'll go somewhere else. But I'm okay with that.
Well, I appreciate your you being forthright and the things for stating that right now on this very program because you know what. I've known you since you managed to get into this picture in terms of the Sudbury Wolves, then the Sudbury Five, and then the Sudbury Cyclones. And the thing is, yes, we've disagreed. I'm not going to hide that. We've disagreed on issues before, but we've also agreed on a lot of things. And the thing is, I've got to give you credit right now, and this is the one platitude that you'll get from me in this half hour, that you talk to fans. A lot of people don't do that across the OHL. Owners like to stay in their box and watch the game, maybe even hide, but I'll give you credit for doing that. So you must hear a lot from your paying subscribers. What are they telling you about this year and down the road?
A lot of them, a lot of them made those comments about changing up and modifying management. And that's okay. They have a right to do that. A lot of people agree with the moves we've made to build up our reserves so that we can be in a position to go for it and become contenders. So there's a lot of intelligent fans out there, and they don't know the little nuances that have to go on behind the scenes. And but I take all that information. I take it for what it's worth. If it's something that's irrelevant or opinionated, it just falls by the wayside. If there's something good, if there's a good nugget of information, I will listen to it, and I will learn from it, and I'll apply it to the decisions we make. So there's two parts to our business. One is the entertainment part, right? And hence I walk with my customers. I'm no different than Sam Walton walking with at the front of at the Walmart store, in his prime. So to really understand what do the customers want, those are the fans, right? So I do that on purpose because I'm really connected with the fans, and I know them all, and I walk every single step. I tried in recent months, I haven't, but I'm getting back into it as my exercise routine. But I know where they all sit, and I hear them. And there's a lot of guys out there would probably love to be general manager and explain to me their view and how it is, and I will listen to them, and I listen to everyone, to those people, and right down to the guy who doesn't like the salt on the popcorn or the warmth of the hot dog. I need to take care of the fan. That's half our business, right? And I'll listen to them and I'll apply that information. The other half of the business, of course, is winning, right? And so, like I said, in the past 2 years, I've applied myself. I meet with the coaches regularly. The whole like the management with Andrea and Rob and all coaches. I meet with them regularly, and start talking about what they need. And I meet with the players, and I need to understand the room, understand what I could do better and not better. Right? There's no question. We get a lot of phone calls from parents who are very opinionated, right, on how we should run a team. Agents, they're opinionated as how the moves we should make. I will talk to everybody on the hockey side or on the business side, and take it for what it's worth. And it's a great source of information, and I just have to put it into the sieve. Or it's like panning for gold. I will just shake it all up, the information, what's not needed, I'll discard it without any judgment, without any, you know, resentment. And but there's some good ideas out there. Sometimes there are good ideas which I will take in consideration. So keep it coming,
Okay.
everybody.
You want a new rink. Talks have stalled. You're apart. I'm hearing anywhere from 250 to 300,000 in terms of the discrepancy between the city and SWSE. So the city needs a tenant. You're the tenant. Sudbury Wolves, Sudbury Five, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to get a deal done. I mean, if you want me to sit in a hotel room and lock the doors, I'd be more than happy to render my services and say, you know what, we're not leaving until we come up with a deal, but we got to get a deal here because we got a new rink coming up. Are you going to get one done?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're so close. So we want to get it done, and we're going to get it done. We're very very close. We'll be shaking hands shortly, I believe. But at the end of the day, I just want a fair deal to the ownership group, which is going to be me and subsequently my family. And it's a 30-year deal. It's a very complex deal, and it's a once in a generation deal that I and my family are going to have to live with for the next 30 years. And so I want to be careful about it. I want a deal that's fair to the organization, fair to the fans, right? And so I got them in mind because, like you said, I know them well. I talk to them well. We're a blue collar town, right? We are a lunch pail town. We are, and no one could stand up for the fan better than me. So I defend the position of our fans and their pocketbooks and what it's going to take to get them into the building and have a hot dog and a beer.
30 years is long. 30 years is a long time in terms of trying to get a commitment from the city. So a twofold question: what's the city like to deal with? Because I've never sat down at the table trying to negotiate anything, but I hear that most contracts are 10 to 15 years, and I've talked to other teams about this as well. So the economy can change over the span of 30 years. So why 30, number one, and what's the city like to deal with?
Well, yeah, it's a big expense. I'm sure the city would like to see a tenant for 30. There's no question it would be broken up into two terms. But at the end of the day, you're not going to build a new arena every 15 years, right? You build it every
Hopefully.
75 years, like the existing one. So no, there has to be an opportunity to relook at it halfway through. But it's a long-term commitment, and once you get set in your ways, even 15 years is a long time. What's going to happen in 15 years? And so it's a very for both sides. The city has to think long and hard about it, right? And they're using it as an opportunity to revitalize that downtown, which I believe it will. I believe it will. It's going to be it'll do tremendous for our city. At the end of the day, yeah, notwithstanding, I wanted it at the Kingsway. Um, it was the city council said let's put it on the Kingsway, and then they changed their mind. They have a right to change their mind. Everyone can, and and uh, and so I respect that, right? It's going downtown. I'm all on board. I am on the BIA. I am looking forward to it. I just want to make sure there's enough things like parking, right? And I want to make sure that the fans are treated properly. And the biggest thing from my point of view is making sure that they can afford to come to a game. And we're going to get there. So it's a complex. I want also a deal that's fair. That's typical of any other OHL lease. And so it takes time. It takes time. It's a very complex lease, but we're going to get there. I believe we're going to be shaking hands soon.
So what's the biggest stumbling block right now? Is it just a matter of your share of what comes in through the door, or is it the city saying, you know what, we need some, equality in terms of this arrangement? So what are you arguing over?
And again, there's so many. I can tell you, they're all small little things. We're very close, but now's the time to get to flush them out. And at the end of the day, it's about a desire to be partners because we truly are. Like we have to, together with the new operator, be partners in how it's run, and it's really that's what's going to serve the city properly. So it's about a partnership, and so there's so many details that need to be thought of, projected into the future, and how does this impact? And that partnership, we're going to have to be able to get along so that we may have to change things as the times change. Again, in the spirit of partnership, and we all get what we want. At the end of the day, we got a new home to play in, and at the same time, the downtown will be cleaned up, revitalized, and I'm looking forward to this.
Okay, now I know you're a hardcore Sudbury guy, and I appreciate that because you're committed. But I hear that there are other cities, towns, communities that are itching to get a franchise. And have you been approached? I mean, it'd be interesting to find out because I know Hamilton wants a team, Chatham wants a team, other areas want a team. Has anyone said, "Hey, Dario, in the event that you can't get a deal, do you want to sell to me?" Is that possible?
A lot of people have asked me over the past 10 years to either sell a team or to move it. And I shut down those conversations immediately. The answer is it's a simple answer. I'm not ever moving the team because it's not my team. It's Sudbury's team. I just happen to own it right now. So will I move the team? The answer is no. Will I sell the team? At this point, the answer is no. Now, if Elon Musk came over here and he said, Dar, I'd like to give you like $200 million for your team. Well, I'd have to consider it. But at the end of the day, the answer is no. People have asked me, is it for sale? The answer is no. Are you going to move the team? The answer is no. Yes, I'm staying. I live in Sudbury, and I'm going to die in Sudbury. Everything that I have is in Sudbury, from my family to my friends in my home. I'm never leaving. I'm here to stay, and I'm hoping my children will continue with my philosophy.
Well, if you ever sold the team, guaranteed you would be tarred and feathered at Tom Davies Square at high noon. But we know that's not going to happen
No one
since you're
has to
not
worry
going
about
to
that.
sell.
I swear to God, it'll never happen. Not under my watch while I'm alive.
Okay, let's talk about Sudbury 5 here. We've got some time left. Change in leadership at the top. You've got a new coach, you've got new players, and the team 2-1 heading into a contest with 3 road games as of this week. So, what's your feeling of the vibe, the actual vibe of the arena? You've got some fan support, and things seem to be a continuation of last year. But what are you looking at in terms of the rookie coach, new players, and the way things are going to play out with the 5?
You know, the this organization is a stepping stone for people to move on to bigger and better things. And I get that, right? Whether it be coaches, they're not going to stay here forever. The players, they're here for short term, and regardless of the sport, this is a stepping stone. We just not like the most winningest teams in the NCAA, right? They got 4 years to win, and to do it over decades. They need a program to bring people in, develop them, and they're going to watch them leave. No different than one of our basketball players just last week got. It's a shame to see him leave, but you have to be happy for him. He got signed up with the G League and on the basketball group. So, so the only constant is that things change, and so that's the only thing that will be consistent. So I'm good with it, and I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be proactive, and we are all of that mindset. And so I am so excited that Andrea, my daughter, is spending a lot of time with the basketball, and she's single-handedly, managing the league, helping the league, with its social media and its management and administration. And she's picked up a great coaching staff. And Logan had to move on, and that's okay. He won. And he was, and I'm so happy and grateful for that. And I wear my championship ring very, very proudly, and so does he. And so he's gone back home to Missouri, and life goes on. And it was a happy one. It's not like someone passed away. I'm happy, and he's happy, and so, but life goes on. So we found a coach, and Joey's amazing, and he's working well with the group and with Andrea and George as the assistant coach, and so we're on our way. I think we have a great team. We put on a great show. Basketball is different than hockey. And it's exciting, and I enjoy going out there. It's about the talent on the court, but it's also the experience, a different kind of experience, and I'm hoping to grow that for our city.
Giuseppe Politti, Evan Phillips, the team, Sudbury Cyclones, Premier League this year. Big challenge for the team, but you know what? I've talked to Giuseppe several times about this. He is really looking forward to the transition. So give me a sneak peek as to what you can expect this year on the pitch, because we got a couple of minutes left here, Dario, and the thing is, I'm excited. I can't wait for soccer to start because especially the competition is going to be fierce, but I think the Sudbury Cyclones are going to be ready because you've got a pretty good team behind them.
I can't wait as well. There will be a time when we're going to need a stadium because this field is kind of small for the kind of response we're getting from the fans, and it's just going to get better. It starts with coaching. Any league, any team. It's not just pick up hockey, pick up basketball, pick up soccer. These players, if I call them assets, need to be managed, and so the coach is paramount, and the leadership is paramount. And there's no one better than Giuseppe. This guy is intense. A lot of coaches, I guess, are intense, and I've found that. And you got to take that because you want that intensity. And so I am so happy about him and Evan now as the GM of the whole soccer group. They are crazy passionate, and I love that. I respect that, and it pays off. 2 years in a row we've been promoted, right? And now we're up in the premier division of League One, and I'm expecting, we expect a championship. No, how can we? But I want it, and Giuseppe wants it, Evan wants it, Andrea wants it, who's, again, sooner or later managing all sports. I just love the passion out there, and we just all we can do is support, give those great leaders, the tools and the resources that they need to get it done, and we'll deliver on the field, on the court, on the ice, a championship team, and deliver for the people sitting in the stands and the bleachers. We're going to give them a great experience, and so no, I'm so excited for soccer, especially now in this year with the World Cup coming up, right?
Last question. What's your vision for the KED? A lot of work going on. A lot of people wondering what's next. You've got the roads. You've got the lights. The recycling center is moving in. What else is coming?
Yeah. That's what started. We started that in June, and Tim Latter, got that project built before the asphalt plants closed in record time. And so, we got a couple of major industrial tenants coming in. The casino is underway with their planning of putting out their facility. Towards the roadside is going to be more of the more nicer cosmetic, more cosmetically appealing type businesses and service commercial, like everything from restaurants and hotels, and the casino will draw a lot of traffic. And as you get further back, it gets more and more industrial. We got a lot of industrial tenants. It will be the next new node in our city that will see significant growth. I'm very excited about that, right? We've just finished the road, and now we're ready to start put shelves in the ground and actually build buildings. It'll take a couple of years to get up and running, but that's the same timeline as the brand new arena scheduled to be finished. So everything points towards 2028, and we'll have arrived as a community.
Dario, you didn't back away from anything today. I appreciate that. He is the president of Sudbury Wolves Sports and Entertainment. Dario, I trust you'll be back on the show eventually down the road.
Anytime.
That's what I want to hear. Anytime. Dario Zulich, my guest, Rick Wyman Show. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, our first show of 2026. We're back next week at the same time. Thanks for tuning into the show, and thank you, Dario Zulich.